Hi, it's Crystal, and today I'm going to do a different video. Usually I talk about Korean hip hop, but today I decided to do something really special for Halloween, and I'm going to talk about the top 3 Korean horror movies that I think you should watch. So long before I was a Korean hip hop fan, I was a horror movie fan, so I decided to combine it together today and find some Korean horror movies. So I think these movies are some of the best movies I've ever seen from Korea, not even just horror movies, but movies from Korea, period. And then I think it's like the top 20 of best movies I've ever seen from any country. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy these if you're looking for something to watch this Halloween night or even later on after Halloween's over. But I'm going to get right into it. The first film I want to talk about is Three Extremes, which is an anthology horror film, one of my favorite types. And that's when you take multiple short films and put them together to make one full-length film. But the one I want to talk about from Three Extremes is actually the one from South Korea, directed by Park Chan-wook, and it's called Cut. This short follows a really famous director who gets kidnapped and held hostage with his wife. And it turns out that the person who kidnapped them both is someone who was an extra in all of this director's films. So, throughout the night, he spends his time torturing specifically the wife, trying to get some information out of the director, and overall, it just turned out to be a really good movie. I think this story offers a great pacing as well as great storytelling. The story is interesting as far as the themes of like jealousy and socioeconomic class and things like that. So I think that this movie is really interesting if you like suspenseful things, if you like fast-paced things. Even though this short is only 30 minutes, it felt like it could be a full movie all on its own. And it's just a quick watch and a really fun watch because it's so short. So I think you would be really interested in watching it. And if you like anthology horror movies, you could probably watch the whole movie. I ended up seeing the first short from Hong Kong as well as obviously Cut, the one from South Korea. But there's even a third one on there from Japan that I haven't seen yet. So you guys can go watch that whole film, but I especially recommend Cut. You can watch this movie for free if you have a subscription to Amazon Prime. You can watch it on Amazon Video, but it's also on Tubi, Plex, and all types of places for free. Most of these movies on this list you're going to be able to find for free, so I'm going to move on to the next one. The second entry on the list is one of my favorite movies up until I saw the other 2 movies on this list, and that's The Terror Live. So this movie is a thriller, half action, half horror, where a news broadcasting station gets a call from a terrorist that he's going to blow up a bridge in Seoul if his demands are not met. So they don't believe him. He ends up blowing up the bridge. But while the news reporter played by Ha Jung-woo is interviewing him, he agrees to letting him have the conversation live on TV. But after they get off the interview, it's actually revealed that there was a bomb planted in the news station, in the equipment. So if the news reporter does not follow the terrorist demands, then he's going to detonate the bombs and blow up his equipment and everybody in the office and all of that. So it's really suspenseful. It's really tense. It's very action-packed because, again, it's thriller, so it's half action. And the pacing is really good, which is usually what I like about Korean movies. And so I think you'll really like this if you like suspenseful things, fast-paced things, and also there's a lot of political commentary about Korea and things like that. I always like to get into the culture and the political commentary to learn more about that. So if you're interested in that type of thing too, then I think you're really going to enjoy this movie. You can also find this movie for free as well, but it's actually a lot harder to find this movie than any other on the list. So it is available on Korean Netflix, but it's kind of hard to access that if you're not in Korea. They made it a lot harder to do with a VPN. But if you do have a VPN, you should be able to find it on Bilibili. And I was able to set my VPN to the Netherlands and Japan. I don't have a South Korean one, but for the Netherlands and Japan, my VPN was able to access the video on Bilibili. So if you're interested in watching that one, that's where you can watch it in full for free. So now I'm going to move on to the third and final movie. The third and final movie I want to discuss is called The Wailing. This was a super commercially successful movie in Korea, and I can see why. So it's more of a supernatural type movie, and it's mostly about how there's this small village in Korea, and all of a sudden they start having all of these really bizarre killings, and a lot of people start exhibiting really bizarre behavior. So there's a Japanese man who recently came to the village, and since then there have been all types of rumors about him, and so naturally he gets on the police's radar because people are rumoring that it was him who did it. But over the course of the movie, the police officer's daughter starts exhibiting really bizarre and strange behavior, as well as having rashes on her and things like that. So The police officer ends up having to try and solve this mystery before something bad happens to his daughter. And overall, this movie is really long. It's 2 hours and 36 minutes, but it's a really good movie. It's very suspenseful. It has a lot of twists and turns. It has a lot of references to Christianity as well as Korean shamanism. So if you don't know that much about Korean shamanism like myself, you're going to be really confused at certain parts of this movie and not really know who to trust. And so it's just a really good overall movie watching experience. And the ending is shocking. So much stuff that happens throughout the movie is shocking and just, it's a really good watch overall. This is probably I wouldn't say it's the easiest movie to find, but it's pretty easy to find. So again, if you have Amazon Prime, then you will be able to watch this movie for free on Prime Video. But other than that, you can watch it on Viki, again, if you have a subscription. But if you want to watch it completely for free, then you can watch it on Pluto TV. So that's the end of this video. I only put 3 things on it because mostly after I saw The Wailing, everything else that I watched after it just wasn't even that interesting for me to watch anymore. But I am going to continue watching Korean horror movies from here on out because I haven't seen that many of them and I want to see more of them. What I'm going to be doing for the rest of Halloween is I'm going to watch Old Boy, which is by the same director as Cut, and I'm going to be playing Silent Hill Ascension later today, so I'm going to be doing that. But other than that, take care. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'll be back to my Korean hip-hop content another time. So thank you for watching. Bye!